Good evening, degenerates. How we going? Having a good Saturday? Everybody enjoying themselves? This is going to be an interesting evening. Just sit here and see if we get anybody chatting. Oh, Lord. Get some new lists updated. What is this, the 16th? Man. Just going to sit around and wait for the fight to start. I don't know if I'm actually going to watch it. I don't know for sure if I want to just... I don't even know how long it's going to last. I don't even know if it's going to be a real fight. That's the other thing. It's like, it's going to be just one of those things that they get in there and dance around and chase each other around the ring. Or are they actually going to get in there and throw hands? I don't know. We'll see. Do not know. Trying to get my my lists updated for tonight's stream. Don't know why in the world I decided to wait until now to do it. Honestly, don't know if anybody will be here for this or not, to tell you the truth. I really don't even know if there's nobody saying something, but there's always one kick. And I have a feeling that's my stream ninja social stream watching it. But my usual goofballs will usually hop in here at some point or another, and I'm only going to be here until 8 p.m. Maybe not even till then. If I sit here and talk to myself for the entire time, we'll see. Oh man, I can get started with some housekeeping items. Waiting to see if anybody comes in. Come on. Hmm. Trying to mess around with my stuff. Oh, Kick. You're such an interesting. Oh, man. Such a strange world we live in. Where are my usuals? Got some usual suspects that aren't around, which is odd. Got no everybody must have found something to do today. I've been doing yard work and had to mow weeds and pick up sticks and all that good shit today. Well, we'll go ahead and get into it. Somebody may join us, somebody may not. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do the show no matter what. Just won't have anybody to talk to. I think I got the featured chat stuff all fixed up. I do need to send out a notification on the Discord. Love it. Love it. And yes, have a Discord. No, I'm not giving the link out. Not on here anyway, because this thing lives forever. I did share it. We only got it. No, we don't even have 50 people in there yet. What do they call that? Cozy stuff. I mean, love having an ADD brain. I really do. I was making a comment on something about X, or on X about something, and could not come up the word unobservant. Couldn't come up with it. I was trying to get Grok to define it, or giving a definition to Grok and saying, "Hey, can you give me this word?" And man, I couldn't come up with it. It was awful. Yeah. Ash is probably off doing something. Travis is probably off doing something. Well, I'll sit here and talk to myself, I guess. So first things first, I added a link at the top of the website for the Violet Ventricle, the medal I showed. I've got one sitting here on the desk. It's this looks like a Purple Heart, but it isn't. That's I don't know if you know anything about Purple Hearts, but Purple Hearts have George Washington's a bust of him side profile, and that's Brandon Herrera. I mean, or at least somebody who strongly resembles him. But yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. You can get yours if you want one over at Patch Ops. You can see the link right there at the top of the website. You can click the link, or you can click the picture of the medal, and it'll take you right on over there. just like so. See? Look at that. I'm gonna support the guy. He did a solid for us. Um, I was looking for something in one of the pals I have is like, "Hey, go this guy's done work for me before, go check him out." And I contacted and gave him the design, and he's like, "Sure." He got a mold made and got some test units made, and once he verified that, had had, uh, had a run done, and, here we are. He didn't ask I even though I offered, he didn't ask me to invest anything in the project, but, I expect nothing out of it. I want him to break even before I get any money out of it. I don't expect him to be paying me, uh, anything from this until at least he recoups his investment, because he put out all the risk on it. I didn't. All I did was have an idea. So, also also, if you go on over to the website and you look up at the top of the merchandise link here, you hit that and it takes you over to my merch store for Forced Valor. Uh, there is the shirt I'm wearing today is the Stars and Stripes and Extra Pie. This shirt here, one of my favorites. I like this design. Um, but this is from one of the stories off of the website. Almost all of the products feature something from one of the stories. There's a Violet Ventricle shirt you can get, um, but got some stickers, magnets, such and so on and so forth. But yeah, well, if you want to go over and get yourself a shirt, one of these hats, have at it. Or don't. It's okay. I'm not making a living off of this. It's one of those things I just do. I would probably do it even if nobody watched, like now when nobody's watching. I'm assuming so. Nobody's chatting. There's no chat on the screen. That's one of the other changes I made, and I was double checking on Thursday, and I finally got it all figured out. I don't leave the chat is like in this area normally, and it only shows up when people are talking because I don't want. Sometimes people get quiet and they stop chatting, and then it just stops and sits stagnant, which is to me a little on the annoying side. I don't like to have a stale chat sitting on the screen. Um, it just doesn't make for great video later on. Um, but so they disappear after about 30 seconds. But I did get the featured chat stuff figured out. So there's that. Not that I'm aware of, you know, thinking that at any point that I'm going to get monetized on this channel, but you never know. Oh man. So let's see if we can go find some stupid stuff to talk about. Hmm. So apparently there is an entrepreneur, and I don't know if this is real or not, is restoring Pizza Huts to what they looked like before, in the before times. Uh, Obviously, I don't care anything about playing the audio for this. It's a whole lot harder to get copyright strikes on audio if you don't play it. But that's what Pizza Hut looked like when I was a kid. Is the tablecloths and everything, the little Pizza Hut chandelier stuff over the. That's pretty cool. I don't know how. I mean, salad bars are something that you don't really ever see anymore. Used to back in the day, everybody had a salad bar in their restaurants. You just go and do it. Wendy's had a salad bar. There was I don't want to say they call it like the Fresh-tastic food bar. I don't know who it was. I'm not 100% sure, but bunch of people. Um, there are some KFCs, a few KFCs that still have them, but not that many. But yeah, it'd be cool to see that. I don't know how well that's going to go over. I mean, that's the thing. Almost all the Pizza Huts are at this point, or they just you just go in and get your food, or do carry out and stuff. But that's cool. Let's see. I in the false advertising um arena here. So I ran across this today, bumped my mic, sorry. There is a fake butt. First of all, that has to be really, really hot. I can't imagine that thing being very comfortable to wear. But oh man, talk about false advertising. Why would you do that? You I don't know. Whatever, man. Whatever. Uh the things that people will do. People don't want to invest the time in improving themselves. They don't. It's crazy. Oh man, I had a whole bunch of stuff left over from Thursday. I had to clear out. Here's one. So hold on a second. I'll get this one blown up a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Hold on. I can play the audio for this one. This one's gonna be a thing. So check this out. This individual riding a dirt bike down trails and has this wildlife interaction. Just dig this. Okay. Something's hissing. You hear it? What an idiot. This freaking rattlesnake. Or at least a snake. I don't know if it's a rattlesnake. I mean, it looks like one, but it isn't making that. I don't think that's what a rattlesnake sounds like. I've heard them. Never heard one not.
Oh shit, it's a rattlesnake. God damn, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Oh. Lucky bastard. Did not die. What's up? Hey, first chatter. I want to try something, man. Want to try something. I'm gonna use my new feature. Look, featured chats. Ain't that cool? Glad you're here to join me. I'm just going through my bookmarks and trying to find some stuff that I haven't covered yet. But yeah, I spent a good deal of my time Thursday screwing around with featured chats. All my normal degenerate listeners aren't on as of right now. So welcome to the chat. We'll see. We'll see if they decide they want to show up or no. Maybe it'll be me and you. We'll all be, what do they call that? Cozy or whatever. It's a little early yet. You watching the fight tonight? I had to put a little wager in on it. I don't expect to win. It's only like an 18% chance for Gina to win on that, or a little over 18. I can't remember exactly. I can look it up though. So let's take a gander at let's take a look at the mm, so it's currently Ronda Rousey is currently favored at 82% on here, and Gina Carano's 18. So we'll see how that goes. I need to bring that up on a tab so I can go back and check that because I bet on Ronda because or not Ronda but Gina because I like an underdog. We'll I'll get over here and get over here and see where we can. No, you're not much into fighting. I'm not either. I never watch that stuff. Um, I am into betting a little bit every now and then. I haven't really gotten into this whole, online betting thing, but um, sometimes it's fun. And I'm not betting the house payment or anything like that. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I really don't know if I'll even watch it. I really don't have a clue. Um, but it's kind of staying 82%. I don't know how much. I didn't really follow um, that much of any of this stuff back when. Well, you know what? Uh, it's real hard to lose money betting if you don't wager. So there's that. I don't know. So cops cops really just don't get paid enough to deal with the dumb. So dig this thing right here. I'll bring this back up. So check this out. And cops coming up here gotta deal with this I don't know if that's a restroom or a hotel room. I think it may be a hotel room.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about all that. You know what I mean? That looks like a bad day. Barely legal. Why? Did you see that the video of something that will lose me what little money I have to something I have no? Well, that's true. That is true. Speaking of losing money, did you see NYPD just destroying a bunch of uh, mopeds and scooters and what? Now I still haven't figured out what makes them illegal. Uh, um, Dangerous illegal vehicles. I don't. I don't know what that means. Are like motorcycles illegal in New York? I don't. I don't. I mean, they said scooters and mopeds. I'm having a glorious time with this cigar. Yeah, we used to have a similar thing done where firearms that were seized in like drug busts and other stuff. I got to leave that alone. There's a piece of fuzz on my microphone, and I don't want to mess with it. But they would seize guns and drug busts, and then they would take them and destroy them. And Arkansas actually passed a law to make it illegal for them to do that. They have to sell them to the public. So, which I think is good. Yeah, and it is New York, but I don't Why brag about it? What I don't understand what they think they're doing by bragging about messing those up. Look at us. We did something inconsequential. Yeah. Did you see the pool noodle thing? That was one of my favorite things too. Is these this guy ordered 167 pool noodles, and they came individually boxed. Walmart boxed every one of those noodles individually. 167 of them. That's I don't I what a waste. I don't know that I'm sure that was a road crew, but that was very, very contrived. It was very staged. I mean, they set all of those things up in a row like that, and then drove bulldozers over them, and then had to clean the mess up. All of that cost a lot of money, and I don't know. I don't know where the hell they think it's. Who knows? Some of this stuff I covered the other night, but I like to. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Yeah, he's plenty of yeah, no doubt if he needs to move. What's the problem is they'll go into a landfill or something, I'm sure. So check this out. Apparently the FBI arrested more than 350 uh, child sex abuse offenders. So yes, he could build a fort. But yeah, 200 which also located 200 child victims. I think that would be a bigger headline if it was me and I was writing a headline for uh, for something. I think that I would lead with the hey, uh, we located more than 200 child victims, located them and saved them. I think I would have led with that. I mean, getting the offenders off the streets is important. It's very important, but um, taking care of the kids, I think, is a higher priority in my opinion. I covered this one the other day too. Is this Michael Mott? Yeah, Chippy, Mr. Chippy needs to take care of them. Which reminds me, do you see the? Where did I get that? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I come on. I made a new Mr. Chippy picture and put it up on X. Yeah, very. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Old Mr. Chippy. And I love Grok. Grok is so fun. I have so much fun with it. I really do. But that old JD Delay, um he's an interesting character, but you see there I put him up there as his running mate, Mr. Chippy for president. JD has accepted. So but yep. I'm hoping yeah, you can tell I have fun with AI. Yeah, I do. I do have a lot of fun with AI. Um, you know, did you see the episode? Do you watch those? I don't know who does and who doesn't. Some people just follow me because I'm an idiot, and some people actually watch the videos. Um, the most recent episode 57 uh, is up and going since Wednesday. Um, the algorithm hates me. It does. The YouTube algorithm is not a fan of me and is not pushing my content at all. Um, it is what it is. I mean, it's fine. the let's see what how many. Yeah, I've got a sum total of 49 views on that video. Oh, you saw some of the ones yeah, I'm trying to improve them. Okay, so look, you haven't seen the gimmick yet. If you haven't heard about this, then I'll tell you about it. So starting, want to say it was episode 54, but 55 for sure, but episode 54, I'm almost certain of it. I started putting extras in the background characters, people that you may or may not know from like the Pepperbox uh, creator community. So yeah, that's okay. They're up there all the time. I release them at 6 p.m. Central on Wednesdays, and that's that's just when I mean, honestly, usually they get a pretty good viewership. I don't want to change it. I mean, it doesn't really matter once you put them up there. Um, but yeah, it's just algorithm just decided to stop showing them. It's all right. I think the problem is that it tried the it tried to push them to people who were actually like interested in real World War II stuff, and it didn't go anywhere because they're people that are looking for real history aren't interested in my shenanigans. But the new thing is to put folks in there and to give somebody something to look for, because then they're going to have to look at all the people in it and it's like, is that somebody or another? And I I tried too hard on episode 56. I went a little bit too made it a little bit too difficult. Nobody could guess that one. I probably should give that one away because it's it's a very difficult thing to see. Um, I I will. I'll tell you. You're the only one listening. So I found a really old picture of Nick, the fat electrician, from back when he could have been hell. He could have been in high school. It was an old picture, and I used that one. So nobody's going to recognize him because he doesn't have a beard, no tattoos, no anything. But it's fine. It's okay. Not the end of the world. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where we go. Let's see here. Let's see if I can call in some other fools. Usually, we'll see. I got somebody hit me up on YouTube. Well, no chatty though. We'll see. Go back to what I was. Go back to my rat killing. I gotta find. Did you see the? You guys see the? Just pulled up episode 57. Well, don't sit and watch it now. I mean, you can if you want to. I really don't. It makes me no difference. You can play both of them. I think 57 is the probably one of the easiest ones to get if you're watching. And I'm wanting to say I probably put that one a little bit too early up on the stream, or on the stream on the episode, so people see it and then they don't have any reason to keep watching it unless they don't know what's going to happen. But I did that one already. Yeah, that one was another one that was that Donald Gibb died from, the guy who was Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds, 71 years old. When I was in my younger days, that was that movie is great. I mean, the whole franchise is pretty good, but the first one's awesome. Trying to go through and clean up my bookmarks. All right, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Let me find this. So this drunk asshole, I can only imagine this drunk, is harassing this horse. And you can see he's going up. This horse apparently has a good attitude. It's docile. He's just being a total douche canoe. And he appears to be inebriated. I don't think he knows anything about horses, because if he did, he sure the hell wouldn't be doing what he's doing now. But the black horse here ain't putting up with his bullshit. He's over there yanking on his tail and stuff, and the black horse ain't having it. And he's like, you know what? Bip. Got what you had coming. Oh, man. You know what? I haven't watched last week's podcast, man. I haven't. I'm so far behind on those. It's pathetic. And I watched about the first 5 minutes of this week's, because people were going crazy about the new Echelon flavor that they released. And somebody said something about it being on the table. So I went and watched to see what it was. And I have my ideas. But yeah. No, I don't know if that guy lived through that kick, but if he did, I bet he won't ever do that again. But yeah, let's just watch that again. I love to see somebody get what's coming to them. And ding. Oh yeah. Let's just ding. Ding. Oh, dumb bastard. Oh. I may have to clip that one later. Oh, you come into YouTube, say something. Don't be a douche canoe. I mean, you can tell me I suck. It doesn't matter. I see people keep coming in and then they go away. But yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. I don't want to get into my usual content yet, because we just don't quite have enough people going on here. Yeah, I'm not going to do that's politics. Not touch that. I got the idiot lady screaming after the thing was over. All right, now here's one that's if you're pro gun, you're gonna love this. So somebody's at the airport and they're checking in, checking a bag with firearms in it, which is what, perfectly legal. You can do that. That's how you're supposed to travel with firearms. You have them in a locked case. You have to, declare what they are. There's all these rules and everything. And so.
Tiene que ponerla ahí. Te regalo uno.
Oh, she doesn't get this. I don't understand. It's not going to jump up and bite you.
Oh, espera. She said she wants one. She said She said, "Can I have one, please?"
Oh, Lord. I'm scared. What are you scared of? It's an inanimate object. Get over yourself. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, yeah. Give me headaches. I do try to let Handle It Grips put that up there. I try to make sure that the here's one that I'm not going to play the audio on, but this woman posted this up, and apparently a man in California was legally carrying a firearm, and two uh, armed men ambushed him, and he let me make sure I've got this queued up, and ambushed him, and then it stems from not understanding. It's true. That is, they don't. I mean, well, they watch too much TV. That's the problem. It's like they don't understand that how that stuff actually works. But let's see about this one. Um, you got these guys. They try to. So he pulls his gun and starts firing. He didn't get himself a little bite there. They jump over the little wall there. Now the people are shooting. You can see bullets popping off on the folks running all over the place. It was a full-on gunfight. I mean, they were shooting at him. He was shooting back. Looks like he's maybe doing a reload or something. But yeah, um, they were good. And they apparently the LA Sheriff's Department took his concealed carry permit away and and stuff. And now he doesn't have the ability to protect himself. And this is out there in the world. And if these people are still out there, you know, California is one of those. I don't know. In the absolute pieces of garbage department. So, teacher's aide apparently had a little 7-year-old little girl. Apparently exposed her in front of the students, comparing her to a porn star. I really don't feel like looking into that one further, because that's the kind of thing that just, again, Mr. Chippy. Mr. Chippy's going to be a very, very busy machine if he wins that election, right? Why do people got to be messing? Yeah. Well, I saw an interesting analogy on the internet, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was that said it, but they said that California is like a hot girl with crabs. It's like it looks really, really pretty and it's nice and all, but it's infested. And I think that's a good analogy. I really do. This is another one of those ones that I shared already, but I still think it's hilarious. Is this right here is like the Waffle House saying they won't serve or seat guests who smell like marijuana. Do they not know who their clientele is? I really don't. I don't know if they know that. I mean, but yeah, constitutional carry is a thing that's it's pretty widespread nowadays. Let's see. Let me see what that looks like. How many states have constitutional carry? in the U.S. now. Let's see what those statistics look like. Well, this is taking a lot longer than I expected. 29 states currently have constitutional carry, which carry without a permit in the U.S. The latest additions were Louisiana in 24 and South Carolina in 2024. No new states have been added in 25 or 26 based on current sources. I'm assuming that your state was added prior to wherever the sources are that this is reading from. I'm using Grok to pull this up, and um, let's see. We've got Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Mississippi. Yes, I said Mississippi. That's how it's pronounced. Missouri. Actually, Louisiana is pronounced. I said it. I said all the syllables before. Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wyoming. So the remaining 21 states plus DC generally require a permit. And here's the thing, not all of those states have reciprocity. So like I think New York and California and Illinois, places like that. Yeah, you definitely. So I don't know where your state is, but in my state, in the state I live in Arkansas, our concealed carry permits, yeah, well, so same. Wait a minute, what was that? Phineas and Ferb? Is that where you live there? Isn't that their thing, the tri-state area? I may be wrong. I didn't watch that cartoon. I'm too old. But in Arkansas, that one, it counts as a form of ID because it's got a picture on it. And two, the Arkansas State Police will, on a occasional basis, double check that you can still have it, that you're still permitted to have firearms, that you didn't commit a felony or something along those lines. And so, but they'll double check it. And so the reason that's important is if you're buying a gun in the state of Arkansas and you have a concealed carry permit, you don't have to submit to a NICS check because your background's already being checked periodically. So that's cool because the federal government doesn't get to know how often you're getting your background checked. They've got to make an assumption that when you get your background check, you're getting at least one firearm. So that's very helpful. It is a little tidbit of information for any of you that may not know this, but when you buy more than one handgun at a time, the FFL has to fill out a piece of paper and tell the federal government that you're buying more than one handgun. And it also on border states, because of the federal government doing, the gun running into to Mexico and everything, they created a rule where border states have to report multiple gun sales on long guns also. So yeah, and it has all the information. It's enough to make a registry. I don't personally agree with it. I've actually advised people not to do it if it's within one like business week or one week or whatever. I would always tell people, like, if you're going to buy more than one handgun at a time, come in and get one and wait a week or two and buy another one. Don't buy them both at the same time because the government's going to get to hear about it, and I don't like that personally. They did make a change in the rules. So used to, FFLs had to keep the information for 20 years and then they could destroy it, all the paperwork and everything. Then they changed the rule to make it forever. So you have to keep that paperwork forever, which can be a pain in the butt if you don't do it electronically. If you're keeping paper copies of 4473s and all that paperwork for a firearms transfer forever, it's going to pile up if you do any kind of business. I think they've got a rule that they just introduced that's out for, I think it's out for review or something along those lines, where they're trying to make it where they're trying to reverse that. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, we do as FFLs have to help with firearms traces, and that's when those come in really handy. We keep logbooks and stuff, all that. And I've participated in I don't know how many firearms traces because and here's a piece of information. I think this would probably be a good thing to let people know, because a lot of people don't know how those firearms traces work. So let's say there's a crime and a handgun's found at the crime. The police are go, okay, this is this Smith and Wesson revolver, and it's this make and this model and this serial number, if the serial number's still there, which a lot of times they are, because criminals steal their guns. They don't buy them in a gun store. They commit crimes to get the guns, or they buy them illegally. So the police go, okay, this is a make, model, serial number of it. I'm going to call up, say for this instance, that I'm going to call Smith and Wesson. I was like, hey, I've got this model handgun or revolver or whatever. Here's the serial number. Who did you sell that to? And they'll go into their records as the manufacturer, and they'll look it up and okay, I sold that gun on this date. We transferred it to this distributor, say Davidson's or Sports South or Lipsy's or whatever. There's all kinds of gun distributors out there. So the next step, they'll contact the distributor. It's like, okay, we've got this gun that was transferred to you from the manufacturer on such and such date. Here's a serial number and the make and the model. Who did you sell that to? So they'll go into the records and they're like, okay, well, I sold that to, XYZ pawn shop. They're an FFL dealer in whatever state, and they'll contact that person and they'll go, okay, here, when did you get this? Who did you sell that gun to? And they'll go through, and I sold it to Bob Smith on this date. And they're going to go, okay, they'll go to Bob Smith. It's like, hey, Bob Smith, where's this gun at that you bought on such and such date and time? And Bob will be like, well, I sold that to a buddy of mine, and they'll contact that person, and so on and so forth through the whole chain until they run into either somebody's like, I don't know, I thought I had this gun and it came up missing or whatever. The problem is going to be when you run into somebody who didn't fill out any kind of theft report. So if you get a gun stolen, you probably ought to report it, because otherwise you're going to have to prove where you were when whatever crime happened that they recovered the gun from. Now, here's one of the issues that you run into on that. So there are some states, Tennessee being one of them, when a background check or transfer or anything like that is done, in Tennessee, they run that through the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations instead of the FBI, and the TBI does that background check. They also do a hot list check, which is interesting. What they do is they'll look to see if this gun's been reported stolen, and if you're doing a transfer across state lines, what they'll do is if the gun comes up as stolen in their logs, they'll seize it and they'll try to return it to the person who reported it stolen. Well, here's a couple of the issues with that. One, if you have a gun that you post online for sale, don't show the serial number, because people have been known, and this is a crime. They're filing false reports. People have been known to report a gun that, say it's on Gunbroker, and they see the serial number, they report it stolen. And then if something like this happens, if nobody checks into it and they just return the gun, they get a free gun out of the deal, right? Should they be prosecuted if they're found guilty of that? Yeah, absolutely. Are they? Probably not. But I sold a Luger on consignment one time. There's an elderly couple that were well past retirement. Their children didn't want their collection. They collected a bunch of guns for an investment. They were planning on passing them on, but their kids didn't want them. So they're like, okay, we're going to sell them all. So I start selling all these guns on consignment. They had a Luger that wasn't all original. It was one of those. There's programs like the civilian marksmanship program and things like that, where they'll refurbish old, like M1 Garands and things of that nature. And there's a kind of a similar thing where people will take like Lugers and they'll take piece together pieces from several guns and make one gun. Especially if you've got problems where, like the barrel's shot out or it's got broken parts and stuff. Well, military firearms, by and large, uh, most of the large pieces have the serial number stamped on them. And what you end up with on one of those guns is you end up with a firearm that has multiple serial numbers on it. And you just got to pick one to run the serial number on. Well, I had this Luger that was probably at least 3 or 4 different guns put together on it, and I sent it off, and the TBI at the other end of the shipment picked a different serial number to run, and that serial number came back as stolen, and they took this Luger. And it's unfortunate that the elderly couple, they just lost it. It was gone. There was nothing that could be done about it. The people who bought the gun didn't get the gun, and they got their money back. So that's one of those issues where I don't think that handgun that those 2 old people had had for who knows how many years was actually stolen. I really don't. But it is what it is. That was a long, long story. I don't know if you knew how that worked, but yeah. And yeah, I'm a big I don't think that um permits should be required to carry. Um Here's a reason why I think you should do it. One of them being if your state does the same thing that my state does, it precludes you from doing background checks all the time every time you want to buy a gun. That's good. Um Also, um, and this is kind of in a gray area depending on, laws and stuff, but oftentimes if you do things that if you ever have to have a defensive use of your gun or with your gun, and you have been doing things that prove your competency with that firearm, you go and you get a concealed carry permit. A lot of states require you to go through certain training in order to get that. You don't just sign a piece of paper and get it. You actually have to prove that you're competent, you know the laws, and so on and so forth. Um, so yes, it is. It definitely a way to CYA. Man, I don't know why you're for some reason or another, the queue keeps pulling your old Travis. I see you. Hey Travis, look what I did. Look, I fixed it. It's fine, man. I'm just glad you're here. But I see you're following on X. What's the lag looking like, man? What is the lag looking like tonight? Nah, it's okay, man. Whatever. Yeah, I got it. I sat and screwed around with that yesterday. Luckily, I can put up test messages and stuff. So the issue was, I just what I needed to do, I let Grok figure it out for me, and it's like, "Oh, go and choose a template." And, so, like, yeah, if you wanna watch it on X, you can watch it on X, YouTube, it doesn't matter. I mean, Kick I don't have enough followers on Kick to be monetized anyway. I gotta have at least 50 people in there at one time, and that's not happening. So, but, yeah, you missed my long diatribe on firearms traces and all that good stuff. I've been going after all that, but yeah, I've fixed some stuff with the side chat over here. Um, so I feel so accomplished. I feel like I've done something finally that the so look at that. I have no idea what that's in response to. But yeah, we went through it's been some time. So I'd like to take a training class. You should. You should. Look, multi-line. Look at that. But yeah, you should definitely get some training. what I was saying is, if you ever have to have a defensive use of with a firearm, you have to go to court. If you're doing things that prove that you're trying to improve your competency with the gun, even logging when you go to the range. Just going to the range and practicing with your firearms, it will help you. This is what I've heard from lawyers, right? So, yeah, I'm glad I figured that one out too, Travis. I really am. Um, it helps you. I mean, I'm obviously not a lawyer and I'm not giving legal advice, and I'm not going to tell you that that protects you in every instance, but I will tell you that I have heard from lawyers that it does help. So, and I'm sure that varies state to state. It varies with the court you're in, the judge you've got. If you're in a jury trial, they're going to have say in all that. So, there's a lot of moving parts, but the long and short of it is the more that you do to improve your skills and keeping up with it and all that stuff. I hit my damn mic stand. Sorry about that, guys. But the more you do, the better off you're going to be. Um, and another thing, and this isn't necessarily firearms related, but as somebody who's been in court a few times for a few different things, I will tell you that the person who keeps logs of when things happen and what happened and whatnot, if you write it down, it happened. As far as I mean, yeah, you could be a liar, but I'm telling you, if you write it down, you log it, you go to court, and you're like, on this date, this time, this happened, and you can just sit there and list that stuff off. They're probably gonna say, "Yep, this person's got their stuff figured out." So, but I don't know. It's like, as always, if consult a lawyer. Don't take my word for it. Anybody you hear talk about stuff on the internet, if they're not actually an attorney, and sometimes if they are, don't find out for yourself. And you should always, just like with medical stuff, you should always get a second opinion, and a third, and a fourth, or whatever, because ah, yes, that's a good one too, a dash cam, and I actually don't have one, and I should. Uh, people are people are bad. They'll jump out in front of your vehicle or pull in front of you and slam on their brakes and try to make you run into them. And if you don't have a dash cam, you've got no way to defend yourself. It's yeah, that is actually very smart. So and I'm not as smart as I ought to be, and I travel a lot. Luckily, I don't do a lot of driving for that, but I am on the highway going to the airport and all that stuff a lot, and yeah, probably ought to be um, covering my ass with that one. Yeah, you know what? I if you have if you have recommendations for dash cams, I'm open to hear them. I don't have any experience in the area, so anybody who has experience dealing with one or anything like that, I do know that that they make several models now that record in more than one direction, um, and so you can get behind you or in front of you or whatever. So the Insta 360. Who make You have a FitCam X. Yeah, you guys both had just like send that to me on X. Tag me on something, send it to me. I don't care, one way or the other. Up and down. How the hell is it? Okay, I up and down. I don't know how that would work. You've got to be exaggerating. Yeah, low profile is good too. I don't care. I've got all kinds of crap. I've got a radar detector and all of the forward crash detection and lane departure detection and all that stuff built into the in front of where my rear view mirror is. My rear view mirror isn't a mirror; it's actually a display. So my rear view is actually a camera that looks behind my truck. So yeah, um, all mine would be would be is if somebody did something, would be a lot of me swearing. Um, so, but yeah. Oh, I forgot to update this on Thursday. So if you're a Forced Valor Discord member, if you go to the contacts channel, I have a PO box now. I'm not going to put it up on the screen or anything because I don't know that I want the entire world to have it. I just anybody who I've got in the Discord, that's one thing. Please don't send dildos or sex toys, especially used ones. But if I have people send stuff to me, um, I will open it on stream, definitely, because, why not? Why else would people send you something, right? But yeah, it's in there. I had I had to go to the nearest town. Uh, I'm in the middle of nowhere in the country, and I had to go to the nearest town to get one. It's not actually at a post office though, because post offices are stupid when it comes to dealing with like they got dumb business hours. It's just a pain in the butt. If you got to pay half the time, you have to pay for a much larger box. The great thing about this place is they'll accept packages. It doesn't necessarily have to fit in in the box itself. So I'm really happy about that. But if you're a Discord member, you've got access to that. Have at it. And if you're not a Discord member, I put a link up. They only last for about a week and they expire. I may put another one up before too long, but I put links up on X. That's pretty much the only social media account that I use. Um, but well, primarily anyway. So that's fun stuff. I see I've gotten a hit. I'm not going to go look at it right now. Did you guys see speaking of we were talking about Echelon, I got the so I've been trying to I've got the double tap coming, so I've been drinking these up. Um but I was talking about their release of the new flavor and how the unsub guys, Eli and them put it on the table and kind of outed on the new flavor. But yeah, thanks, man. I saw that you said I figured that was what the message was about. But di- dig their shipping situation here. Oh man, they're definitely um busy putting those orders together for everybody. I've got three shipments in the last like 2 or 3 days. Um, but yeah, man, they're busy, busy. Yeah, you went overboard on that. Um, I know what it is because I watched the first 3 minutes of the unsub episode. You can if you open it up and get to 3 minutes and 32 seconds and zoom in on the table, you can read it. So this cigar is driving me up a wall. This thing goes out. I've had to relight it at least 6 times, and it's not a bad cigar. It is an inexpensive cigar, and if I'm not, you had it on your phone. You have to do that. Yeah. So I obviously watch those episodes on a computer and not on the phone, and so it gives me an opportunity to pause and like really zoom in and make the image very very large. I was looking at the can and it was like this tall in my screen, so they have good cameras on that show. So, but I'm pretty sure it's Killer Apple. I'm almost certain is what that said. Yeah. I so I'm starting to do a little stock up thing so I have a buffer. what I'm doing is I'm getting some like the pre-workout. I changed my subscription to 3 cases instead of just 1 because 1 a month, it it's not enough, uh, to, you have 1 if I only, like, use 1 a day of the pre-workout, and it's not enough to have 1 of the 4 weeks, it just runs too tight, so I upped my subscription to 3 cases for 1 month and then dropped it back down to 1, so now I have a little bit of buffer space to work with it. I'm probably gonna end up doing the same thing with some of the other subscriptions where I'll build up a buffer, but the problem is the Atomic Cola and the Cherry Lime Landmine, I drink a lot, and I have at least 1 or 2 of those a day. I've found that I drink a whole lot less coffee now, which is a lot more expensive to tell you the truth. Um, so it's actually sort of saving me money in a weird way because, I mean, yeah, I could cut back on my consumption of caffeine, but who wants to do that? Usually have 1 or 2 a day instead of soda. Yeah, well, so here's the thing, a lot of those aren't really carbonated either, right? Or they're very lightly carbonated. I like that. Um, man, I'm telling you, ha have you ever had an Arnold Palmer? Why is that so hard to say? I never am able to say that without messing it up. That's essentially what they are. It's lemonade and iced tea. What I like about it is they don't use sugar. This is it says it on the top of the can. I don't know if you can see it. No sugar, right? Can't see it, but they're I don't think that there's any sugar in any of their stuff, which is good. I think that that's great that they're not adding a bunch of carbs. Um, the 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 caffeine's from a great place, so it's really clean, honestly, and, I think it's great. I was talking, was it Thursday? I was talking about when I was at Echelon. I was over there, I don't know, in March, I think, and, was in there and there was a can sitting on the desk, and I was, like, not paying any attention, and I saw that can, the yellow and black can, and didn't pay any attention to it, and if I just picked it up, I would have been able to see what was going on. I wouldn't have talked about it, but I think it's funny that I'm so oblivious to some stuff. I was talking about, uh, earlier about trying to come up with the word, unobservant, and that is why, uh, I was doing this because I don't pay any attention to a lot of things. I'm paying attention to so much stuff that it makes a lot of other things just kinda, like, fade out. I get distracted so easily. But yeah, the reason I somebody said something about my nubbers, I use the corn cob holders, and, somebody said something about having a PO box to send me stuff to, and it stuck with me, and that's the reason why I ended up getting one is um, because of that. I was, talking about this time last week about the young lady who had been, uh, who had been beaten up at the at San Antonio, at the school there, and, they are still working, they've got a, um, GoFundMe for her to raise money. They are very close to their goal. Last time I looked, it was at 19,000 and something. They're looking for your goal set at 22. Um, Apparently she needs new glasses and a new phone and things of that nature. So, um, fake sugar, do they use any? So what they use as a sweetener, let's see. What do they use? Come on, where is it? Sucralose. So it's Splenda. It's not technically fake sugar. I think sucralose is made with sugar. Um, I'm wanting to say they don't use they don't use saccharin or anything like that. Sucralose is like, Yeah, I think that's right. But it's a sweetener I use an awful lot. I use it in my coffee. It doesn't have any weird aftertaste either. Theirs doesn't have any weird aftertaste. So they use natural flavoring and stuff. So this armed golfer, which is the same as the double tap, here's the so it's carbonated water, uh, phosphoric acid, natural flavors, and sucralose. I mean, that's essentially it. So you gotta love a list of ingredients, and the natural flavors obviously are like citric acid or the tea flavor and whatnot. They get their caffeine from green coffee beans. Um, so yeah, but they got all kinds of good stuff on there. You should be able to see the ingredients list, the nutrition information on their website at drinkechelon.com. So, and if you can't, I'll do my best to get you that information because I amongst all of us we've got a lot of it. I usually have it handy. So, but yeah, this particular flavor doesn't have any it's only 100 milligrams of caffeine. So it's not going to be like, I mean, it's essentially the same as a cup of coffee, right? So it's not going to get you. I mean, you can drink them pretty. I've got a pretty high caffeine tolerance, so you can. Let's see, trying to find the GoFundMe on that. Oh yeah, no, I mean the 300s is the pre-workout, and I don't have a problem with that. Oh man, the spiciness. Some people get mad about that. I don't understand it personally. What is the anger that people feel when you talk about it? I thought I wouldn't like it. I really did. But you know, I got a 4-pack to the trial pack, and um, you know what? This is what I'm talking about here. This when you got folks doing important things instead of watching your stream. This is this is Ash. Ash, I'm calling you out. It's like Mexican. Hey, it is. It is like Mexican candy, but uh, apparently Ash is having himself a smoke and an eshy. So I like the color. I know you're not watching, but I like the color of that travel humidor. That's that's one of my favorite things. A lot of my stuff is orange, mostly because I can't keep up with squat. My phone case, it's orange because I lose the damn thing. I'll set it down and walk away from it, and then I have to come back. I've got a coffee cup at work. It's blaze orange because I want to be able to walk into a room and go, there's my cup. Because I will sit it down and walk off and then come back later and be like, where the hell did I put my coffee cup? So I am going to make an attempt at lighting a new cigar here, and I hope to hell it doesn't split. I've got a house stick from the Las Vegas cigar outlet, and I have a little bit of a tendency to be tight, to roll too tight. So, but I'll give it a shot. Bear with me. Gotta get this thing lit. Hopefully this one stays that way. It's a perfecto also, so it's shaped like a little turd. fine job. Stupid. Anyway, so I guess it is time to actually move on. I've been sitting out here talking for an hour and 20 minutes. It's time to move. Take the time I need. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. uh, you're gonna do dishes, man. Look at you. You're just an all-around good guy doing dishes. I usually do dishes when I need to wash something that I've already used to use it again. Oh, so we're gonna give this one a shot. I need to make better segue screens, but we're gonna go and do our history stuff because you know what? I'm gonna do that on Saturdays now. So here we go.
Lame History Today.
So it's time for lame history. Let's settle in and see if I can get through this without stumbling. In 1220, English King Henry III laid the foundation stone for a new Lady Chapel at Westminster Abbey in London, marking the start of a major rebuilding that created the iconic Gothic structure we see today. Interesting. In 1770, 14-year-old Marie Antoinette, why the hell, holy video, that's okay, married 15-year-old Louis Auguste, which is a future King Louis the 16th. Yes, love Roman numerals. At Versailles, and then later would die in the French Revolution. In 1866, U.S. Congress authorized the introduction of the 5-cent nickel coin, which replaced the half dime and became a staple of American currency. That same year, pharmacist Charles Elmer Hires introduced root beer. That's an interesting thing. Half dimes. What the holy hell is that? I've never heard of that one before. In 1868, the U.S. Senate failed by a single vote to convict President Andrew Johnson on the first article of impeachment, allowing him to remain in office. In 1918, U.S. Congress passed the Sedition Act, expanding restrictions on speech critical of the government during World War I. I hate it when they do shit like that. In 1929, the first ever Academy Awards ceremony was held at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel in Los Angeles, honoring films from 1927 and 28, a private dinner with about 270 guests, and we still don't give a shit. 1960, American physicist Theodore Maiman fired the first functional laser at Hughes Research Laboratories in California, an invention that revolutionized medicine, communications, and technology. I I didn't realize it was that recent. 1966, the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP is asshole, issued a May 16th notification officially launching Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution, a decade-long political and social upheaval, killed millions upon millions of people. I don't need to get into that again, but I'll tell you what, people who think that the Nazis were bad, those guys pale in comparison to communists when it comes to the number of just innocent people they've murked. It's awful. In 1975, Japanese mountaineer, I'm not trying to say his name, Junko Tabai, maybe, perhaps, became the first woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest, achieving a historic milestone in mountaineering 22 years after the first ascent. Yeah. And 2014, oh Lord, the BJP won a landslide victory in India's general election, leading to Narendra Modi becoming prime minister and marking a major political shift. I wonder, this seems to be a interesting kind of political thing. 2026 for today falls on a Saturday. Obviously, it's Armed Forces Day, apparently, International Day of Light, National Barbecue Day, National Mimosa Day, Biographer's Day, Love a Tree Day, love a tree, y'all. Um, National Learn to Swim Day, Drawing Day, National Sea Monkey Day. Y'all remember sea monkeys? You don't see those anymore. Little little shrimp, brine shrimp. Yeah, nobody does that anymore. Uh, and Doodah Day. That's funny. This thing is not lit good enough. I keep hitting my microphone. The interesting thing about a Perfecto cigar is because the end is tapered like a turd, if you don't use your teeth, it will shoot out of your mouth across the room. Just boink, right out of there. It's unfortunate when that happens. So let's move on to our stupid current events. Hold on. Intro. Good. So let's see what's going on today or this week. Apparently they had a competitive flat pack furniture assembly world championship in the UK. It's an IKEA competition. Why? Okay. Apparently Haley McCauley defended her title, assembling an IKEA nightstand in just over 8 minutes with a live audience. Okay, that's that. Who knew that happened in the world? People and their contest. Apparently, AIX's young people are creating digital versions of their former partners using AI. The phenomenon is making waves across social platforms. Why? So here's this thing. Have you guys seen there are services, and I use that word loosely, that you can use to recreate AI versions of, say, like lost loved ones. Uh, Grandma died, and you've got some video of her, or some pictures, or whatever, and you can use these AI services to create a fake grandma. It's not your grandma, right? And just because it looks like her and sounds like her, it's not her. Um, it's weird. Uh, I do know that supposedly we're supposed to reach the singularity in my lifetime, which is where we're gonna man and machine are gonna meet. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen or not, but I think it's interesting. Here's the deal about that, though. If you upload your consciousness to a machine, you're making a copy. It's not you; it's a copy of you. You're still gonna die. Now, your copy will live on digitally, but it's not you. And it's just a whole kind of really interesting philosophical thing about that. So, do they get the directions to follow with the IKEA stuff? You know, probably. They probably do. But, odds are, I don't know if it's a surprise. Maybe they know which piece they're putting together already ahead of time, and they can practice putting that together. I don't know that it's a blind competition. That would make it a lot more fun if it was. But if you've bought and put together every single piece of furniture that IKEA makes, you probably would have an edge. I don't know that I would want to invest that much time and energy into something like that. Apparently, there was a great horned owl that got stuck in a concrete mixer. Went through some surgery and rehabilitation. Hmm, interesting. Us men don't need no direction. No, I only look at the directions when I have leftover pieces. I will do that though. I will. So what? Here's what I do. I will look at the parts counts to kind of get a general idea of this is how many of each fastener or whatever that I'm supposed to have, because the one thing that ticks me off is you get 99% of the way through assembling something and you don't have one of the parts you need, and you've got to go like take it apart and return it to the store, or you got to contact the manufacturer and wait on them to ship it to you or whatever. I would rather know up front that I don't have all the parts. I do like the systems where they have the bubble packs of the parts, and it says, okay, this is what's supposed to be in this and how many's supposed to be in it, and it's all individually packaged. That's the best in the world right there. You guys saw that video of the motorcycle that got stuck on the light pole? I think I showed that one already. That was weird. Um, there was an Instagram reel on that. If you haven't seen that, give me one moment. So there's this motorcycle just kind of hanging out. So I don't know if they're actually going to show the footage of what happened. There is footage of it. That motorcycle was going down the street and hit that car, and it flipped end over end and just happened to hit right there. I don't know. I don't. If the person riding that motorcycle survived it, they're not happy because they ended up sliding down the highway. Yeah, I don't. I don't know that if you tried that 1,000 times that you'd get that more than once. That's that's one of those crazy ones right there. But yeah, I'm glad I had to. I asked for to make sure that these have links. Wow. So apparently there was an 11,000 carat ruby unearthed in Myanmar. Uh, that's that's interesting. There's nothing to give you any idea about scale on this, but that is gigantic. Oh man. And it will become a meme. Oh, the motorcycle? Shit, no doubt. All right. I got to see what this is about. So let's hope that this. No, I don't want to sign up for nothing. Oh, that's right. I did talk about this, but there was an employee that worked, was fired from his job at the Chick-fil-A in Grapevine, Texas. About a month later, began a scheme of returning to the restaurant, hopping behind the counter, and ringing up fake orders of mac and cheese, and then refund them to his own credit cards. The restaurant owner reported the thefts, which totaled more than $80,000 over 800 fake orders, and they arrested the former employee on April 17th on charges of theft, money laundering, and evading arrest. That's a lot of damn mac and cheese. Good Lord. Okay. I gotta go check this one out. Suckerfish. Oh, come on. Come on. Please give me the. Apparently, there's suckerfish that are swimming up the asses of manta rays. I don't know if I. 800,000 in mac and cheese. Yeah. 800 orders. That's a lot. And see, there's a reason why I don't pull up some of these websites because they try to dox my ass. New York Post. Fuck you. Let's see. What apparently the Therians, or people identifying as animals, he will be backed up from that. What? Um, Apparently there's a guy in Ontario that won a $44 million lottery jackpot. Uh, that's nice. So that's our stupid current events. It is what it is. So a slow evening this evening. I'm gonna go check and see something here. I don't know. Oh, apparently we have weather coming in. Oh, it doesn't have anything up yet. I was looking to see if JD Delay was going to be on this evening because he got himself a little timeout, I think, and I don't know any details about it, but he said some no words and got himself a little vacation from one of the videos that he posted. You know how that goes. You got a stupid event from a few months ago. What would that be? Give it to me. Yeah, the lag. The lag is killing us. Huh. Well, let's see. Ohio sanitation worker finds police. All right. Let's go look that up. We'll see if Grok can come up with it for me. I don't use um yeah, in February of 26 in am I saying this right? Huber Heights. Is it Huber Heights? Sanitation worker was making his rounds, opened a can to empty it into his garbage truck and found someone hiding in it. Let me see. So apparently ABC Chicago has this. Hold on. Let me get this. Pause. Rewind it. All right. Got some video here. So he goes, opens a can, and oh Lord, there's a man in there. Apparently, apparently there was a cop. that's that's crazy. What? I guess the cop was just following the trash truck. What are the odds of that? They had to have been out actively searching for this dude. That's nuts. Oh, Apparently they nicknamed him Oscar the Grouch. That's funny. That's funny. Oh man, I appreciate you sharing that story with me. That's great. You know, I need more of that in my life. Um, I've said this before. Yeah, they were actively searching for him. I've said this before. You know, if you find an interesting story that you think that it would be fun to share on here, you know, tag me in it. I'll definitely consider it. And uh, two big live fight nights going simultaneously. Hope you're well. I've been sick as shit, man. Billy, I'm sorry. I hate it that you've been sick. Uh, Man, I was wondering where you went, but yeah, we've got a couple of big lives going on with the fights and stuff, and yeah, yeah, I saw the video of it happening. I actually think I covered that on here. Didn't I cover that Thursday? Uh, so yeah, there is a video of that, and it's got a glitch in it because the motorcycle's kind of like it's like glitches out. Something's going on with that. I don't know what's up, but yeah, I haven't watched. I'm so far behind. So look, here's my video thing that I do. I watch Jack Mandeville's Jacked History. I watch anything that Kentucky Ballistics puts out. I do the the one thing that I can kind of like brainlessly watch and for an extended period of time is Pole Barn Garage. I like watching Junkyard Digs, that kind of stuff. Um, Tickles the tism a little bit. And watching interviews for 2 hours is really difficult for me to get through all in one sitting for the most part. My nights where I spend a lot of time out here on the weekends, I don't really have a lot of time to because I end up working on my own stuff so much now. Now that I've added this, uh, I spent a good part of my day yesterday, you know, monkeying around um, with the you know featured comment stuff and all that jazz. So it's like I just don't have the time, and I've tried to start adding reading more books into my schedule too. So I end up spending a lot of time with that as well. Trying to get through the first book of the Dune series now. I read a lot more when I'm traveling, but I'm trying to add that into my normal schedule as time permits. I really ought to be dedicating about an hour to reading every single day. I used to read voraciously when I was younger and just go through books like crazy. And I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I had a real bad problem with my right eye, uh, central serous retinopathy, and it's essentially like it's not a detached retina, but it's similar to that. Is a little bubble that forms behind your retina on your eye, and that distorts your vision. I had that come up, and my vision in my right eye, in which I'm right eye dominant as well. Lucky me. I had a dot about the size of a pencil eraser that was like in my field of vision right in front of me, and I had to learn to read around it. It was really distracting, but that's finally healed up, and it's either my brain has decided to work around it and I don't see it anymore, or it did finally heal up. But you know, when you get a blister, and like on your finger, especially on a place where you've got fingerprint, when the blister goes back, if you just let it go back down and heal on its own, it doesn't lay down the exact same way as it did before. But yeah, I watch a lot more unsub on in the wintertime when there's not so much stuff to do. You know, I had a lot of have a lot of yard work and stuff with my travel schedule and everything. I got to do what I got to do when I got to do it. You know what I mean? And so I don't have a lot of time to screw around. So I got 2 nights of live streams. I've got Friday that I can do stuff with, but I also got to make an episode for Forced Valor, and um yeah. So, and that it's not that it takes a long time to do that. The image generation takes a long time. And then I've got to not only generate all the images, but I've also got to edit them because I don't just making an image that looks exactly like somebody is not the most straightforward thing. And so I want to make it as close as possible because I don't want to be one of those people that just puts it's not the slop. I don't want to do the slop thing where I just make something and throw it up there. I want it to actually resemble the characters. Um, I try not to do as many extras as I did before. The Revolutionary War series was really time intensive because I had characters that were in the series alongside Brandon that had to be the same in every episode. The World War One series, I think, had several. We had Tate and Slick Malone and his captain, a whole bunch of characters that were the same every single episode. They had to be the same. So I'm trying to steer away from doing that so much um, because it makes it take more time. If I've only got one person to worry about, it makes it much simpler. I'm also trying to steer back towards a more comical approach because I lost a lot of interest in the series when it started becoming a little too serious and too repetitive. So I'm trying to recalibrate is what I'm trying to say. So because I'm not ready to stop yet, I still have a lot of content that I can cover, so I want to keep it up. Um, so we'll see. I don't know where it's going to go, but I do like the new trend, the new adding an extra person in from the community for other people to try and spot. This week's was easy. Here's the thing too. It may not it may not just be one person. Um, the episode I'm working on now has more than one. So if you see somebody that you recognize early in the episode, that doesn't necessarily mean they're the only one. Yeah, I'm trying to go for funny. If you pay attention to the written ones, because this is the process. I come out with a written story in a single image. Weeks and weeks later, that will come out as as one of the Forced Valor uh, episodes on YouTube, and um, so I have to run through the backlog of written stuff to get, and it takes a lot of time to work through that. I don't want to get to a point where I've run out of content um, because I just try to condense it too much. So it does take time to work through that. Hold on, trying my best not to cough. Like talking for a long time without like shutting up. It's a strain on the voice. I didn't realize that. Their Rousey Carano fight, still sitting 82% Rousey, 18% Carano. I do have a little money. Uh, make Nick Winston Churchill. You know, if I wanted to really make him mad, I would make him a communist. He would probably kill me. Although I wouldn't be the first person to ever do that. Um, if I made him Stalin, that'd piss him off. I've never been known to do anything to just mess with people. JD Delay. And I did it with Trout too. That one didn't go over nearly as good. And that one was actually funny as far as I was concerned. Uh the 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 tiny head thing. And he says he has a normal sized human head. I don't know. I've never met him, but I doubt that's the case. A teeny little head, apparently. Oh man. So we'll see. I don't know how long Mr. Delay's timeout is. I don't see anything about he usually has something up on his on his page, on his channel on YouTube. I don't know. We still got about 10 minutes before he normally goes live. So yeah, Stalin. Glad you agree. Glad you agree, Billy. We don't know. But let's see what else we got going on. Ash is out here getting retweeted by Echelon. You're a bigger kiss ass than I am. Or FT. Man, you guys are evil. That's a good one too. Oh, you're wrong for that. Oh, Nick is FDE. FDR, I mean. Why did I say FDE? Yeah. I mess with guns too much. FDE immediately popped into my head. I read FDR said FDE. Oh man. Lord have mercy. What else do we have going on in the world today? Let's see what the For You feed has in store. Hey, the double tap is good. I have I've been drinking the OG, the predecessor to the double tap. I've been drinking that today. I've had a couple of them, as a matter of fact. Today was yard work day, and those things are exceptionally good for when you're really thirsty. You get out, get hot, and whatnot. All right, so here's one. Apologies if you're a sensitive type, but this trend is going on. Apparently, there are some very angry people saying that women's sports has outfits that are too revealing. So I've got an example, and you can tell me, do you think that this is too revealing? Do you think that women's sports should be like this? I mean, if you've ever spent any time watching any beach volleyball, um, you know, you're going to see some Brazilian cut bikini bottoms. Um, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to say you want your viewership to be up. It it is what it is. I mean, what do you guys think? Anyone? Anyone? I give you another look. Just what do you think? Oh, I mean, the Olympics. The Olympics were an interesting thing to watch. Um, the Winter Olympics. Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine if that's what they choose. They don't have to wear that. I think they choose to wear those things. Those I'm pretty sure that they're not being consulted. They have to get their sizes right. Um, I will say, if I had a body like that and I was female, yeah, I'd probably be doing it. Let's see. Lord have mercy. That's an unfortunate thing. Here's a good one. If you were an Uber driver, and you turned around and looked at your fare and this is what you saw, what do you do? Oh, what? Um, did what? What did she drop? What is did this? Is it? Is this a fentanyl? What is going on here? What is this? Looks like somebody was doing some drugs to me. Who does drugs in the back of an Uber? Who does that? Lord, there's big fights in Chicago. Uh, yeah, heroin could be heroin. Maybe fentanyl. You never know. So apparently I don't know if this was recent, but apparently there was a Chicago seventh inning stretch, and folks were going out to greet their neighbors, and fisticuffs ensued. Um, a girl up there with her hands up caught one to the head. Oh, yeah. Is she gonna? I'm glad I don't have the sound on this because there's no telling what kind of garbage is being yelled. That don't want to get myself deplatformed. And ugh, not that I get paid for it, but why can't people just act right? Oh, mercy. What else? What else? Anybody know what time the main event's going to happen? Billy, you know what time the main event comes on for that fight tonight? I paid absolutely no attention. I can't imagine it's going to be early. Yeah, it's Chicago. Hey, at least they didn't shoot anybody. Looking for something. No. I I'm debating on showing you guys what I've got. No, I'm not. I'm not showing it to you. Too bad. Not doing it. The slurs that would come from it, I'm not doing it. Saw a fight in Superdome and the dude died falling downstairs. 3 minutes main card starts on Netflix in 3 minutes. So it's starting at 2 minutes now. Well, I guess I will go ahead and wrap things up so people can mind their wagers. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you guys joining me for my weekly Saturday evening ramble. Um, and there will be no stream Thursday. I will be in North Carolina, so my apologies. Probably will be back. I will definitely be back on time for the Saturday night stream, but I know for sure there is zero way I'm going to be around for Thursday. So hopefully I'll have something interesting to talk about for Saturday next weekend. Um, but as always, yeah, I fly a lot. Um, peace, y'all.